Grandmaster Nightfalls for Destiny 2 Season of Defiance start on April 11th. If you're new to Destiny's endgame, Grandmasters put up a big challenge that are well worth the rewards. This fast guide will prep everyone for these tough missions, whether you're a Conqueror or not. I'll quickly cover the featured strikes, leveling strategies, and the best gear for an easy clear. Season 20 is shorter than the others, so each strike will be featured only once. The Conqueror seal will let you access these missions at any time. If you don't have it, find someone who does or schedule accordingly. Remember, there are new damage modifiers. Surges and overcharges increase outgoing damage by 25%, while threats increase incoming damage by the same amount. Proving Grounds was the first up from April 11th to the 17th. It features Barrier and Unstoppable champions. Its damage modifiers are Strand and Solar Surge, Overcharged Sniper Rifle, and Solar Threat. The boss, Ignovan, can be carefully managed. It's the vehicle bay where you really need to play safe. It's not what it used to be, but it's still a tough mission. Complete it to earn the Hung Jury SR4 Scout Rifle. Heist Battlegrounds Mars runs from April 18th to the 24th. There are Barrier and Unstopped champions. Its damage modifiers are Strand and Void Surge, Overcharged Machine Guns, and Solar Threat. The boss, Kel'Garath, has waves of adds in a cramped space and has a one-hit kill melee attack. It's our first Grandmaster Battleground ever, but all signs point to this being the hardest of the bunch. Clear it to earn the Mindbender's Ambition Shotgun. Hypernet Current is the newest strike in the game and has its GM debut from April 25th to May 1st. There are Overload and Unstopped champs. Its damage modifiers are Strand and Solar Surge, Overcharged Grenade Launchers, and Arc Threat. The boss, Parthenios, is easy to manage, but handling blights and adds can be a sneaky challenge. Overall, this one's more fun than tough. Clear it to earn the Wendigo GL3 Grenade Launcher. The Arms Dealer's updated strike runs from May 2nd to the 8th. There are Barrier and Unstopped champs. Its damage modifiers are Strand and Void Surge, Overcharged Rockets, and Solar Threat. The boss, Brakazan, has returned somehow, but friendly adds make his new damage gates manageable. You can't cheese it like the old days, but it still shouldn't be too bad. Clear it to earn the Malicious Birthright Special Grenade Launcher. The Glassways 3-season streak continues from May 9th to the 15th. There are Barrier and Overload champs. Its damage modifiers are Strand and Void Surge, Overcharged Rockets, and Solar Threat. The bosses, Bellman and the Transcendent Hydra, aren't as bad as the 16 champions they bring to the fight. The strike isn't that bad, but the boss room is very deadly. Clear it to earn the Buzzard Sidearm. Lake of Shadows updated strike closes out the season from May 16th to the 22nd. It features Overload and Unstoppable champions. Its damage mods are Strand Surge, Void Surge, Overcharged Machine Guns, and Arc Threat. The boss, Goroth Goth, isn't a big deal, just burn him quickly to avoid dying to hazards. The new sections are a slog, but the rest still isn't very difficult. Clear it to earn the Swarm Machine Gun. Let's talk about leveling. Grandmasters have fixed combat difficulty, requiring players to reach power 1815 to deal and survive as much damage as possible. There are two ways to level up your character. 1. Raise the seasonal artifact power bonus by earning XP. 2. Raise character gear power levels by earning powerful and pinnacle rewards. XP, or experience, is a count-based progression earned by completing activities, bounties, and more. This season's artifact, the Ascendant Scepter, grants bonus levels at different XP intervals, starting at around 50,000 XP for the first, climbing to 1.5 million XP at level 14, and higher after that. To increase your XP gains, apply the Blinding Light Ghost mod for 12% extra XP. Take advantage of the Well Rested bonus, increasing XP for your first 5 Season Pass levels each week. Season Pass owners gain Fireteam XP boost starting at level 5. Turn in bounties or complete activities in a Fireteam with at least one other player that has earned these boosts. This bonus does not stack between players. Once your bonuses are set, prioritize bounties and challenges that grant the most XP. XP bounties give the least, Challenger XP plus challenges give the most. Gear level is increased by acquiring and infusing weapons and armor of higher power levels. In Season 20, the maximum power level for gear is 1810. Only Pinnacle gear can hit the cap. Pinnacle drops can be earned once per week for each character. The power of new loot is relative to the highest gear level in your character inventory, so keep your best stuff on hand for a faster climb. Repeating Pinnacle activities on multiple characters speeds up the gear leveling process. Prioritize fast, easy, and soloable activities. Here's what I recommend. Tier 1, Ritual Playlist, Vanguard Ops, Crucible, and Gambit. Double dip your Vanguard earnings by accumulating 200,000 points across multiple Nightfall runs, which only takes 2 to 3 runs on hero difficulty. Run 3 Defiant Battlegrounds. Earn 100,000 points on the random weekly Lightfall campaign mission. For longer missions, this is doable with matchmaking on hero difficulty. Tier 2, Fireteam recommended. The weekly Partition mission on Neptune is an easy Pinnacle, but requires grinding Terminal Overload first, which is nicer with a team. The Avalon Exotic mission does scale difficulty with more players, but you'll still want some help dealing with tanky bosses. Fire of the Watcher and the weekly Rotator dungeon grant multiple Pinnacle drops. Legend Defiant Battlegrounds aren't too tough, but there's no matchmaking. 3 of these grant another Pinnacle. Tier 3, Big and Slow. Raids give lots of drops, but you need a solid team and lots of time. Running 3 Dares of Eternity takes a while on normal, and on Legend you'll want at least 4 people to hit the 250,000 score. Trials of Osiris win 50 rounds. I mean, you already know whether you're doing this one. Builds, mods, and gear. I'll recommend builds for each strike in their individual guides, but here I'll list the exotics, mods, and weapons worth getting before then. Hunters, Night Stalkers, nothing beats a good Omnioculus to keep you invisible and resilient. Arcstriders, Assassin's Cowl lets you balance safety with close range damage. For Strand, Cedarachne's Facade gives woven mail to keep you alive in a pinch. Warlocks, Voidwalker's Controverse Hold keeps you alive while putting out big damage. Dawnblade, Starfire Protocol's time in the meta isn't over and pairs nicely with seasonal perk. Strand, Swarmers enable some crazy threadling builds that work on any difficulty. Titans, Heart of Inmost Light got nerfed, but it's still a great go-to for high ability quality uptime on any subclass. Sunbreaker's Loreley Splendor is still great for survivability. For Strand, the new Abeyant Leap legs make it easy to suspend entire rooms of enemies. For all classes, Artificer armor is especially valuable. Run master level dungeons for a chance to earn it. Defiant engram focusing at the war table in the helm grants high stat armor for a reasonable price. Equip the Ghost Armorer mod of your choosing and focus Defiant engrams for up to 65 stat gear. If you're grinding out XP levels on the seasonal artifact, you'll also unlock its perk. You can activate up to 12 at a time. Here are some recommendations. Authorized mods for Strand, Solar, and Void grenades make very powerful builds cheaper to equip. Volatile Flow grants volatile rounds on Void weapons for picking up an Orb of Power. Allied Unraveling grants unraveling rounds for getting rapid Strand kills. Free damage for using the surging element of the season. Bricks from Beyond drops heavy for killing powerful enemies with Void weapons, which you will be doing often. And Prismatic Transfer grants bonus damage to teammates on different subclasses when casting your super, a good buff for diverse fire teams. Weapons. Intrinsic unstoppable weapons like Leviathan's Breath and Bastion. Anti-barrier like Arbalest, Wishender, and the recently buffed Revision Zero. And unstoppable overload like Lemonarch and Divinity are great across the board. Generally, buffs to machine gun damage and ammo have made them decent against bosses and fantastic for clearing out rooms of enemies. Look out for Circular Logic from Neomuda, Commemoration from Deepstone Crypt, and Unwavering Duty from Trials of Osiris. Honorable mentions: Leviathan's Breath's champion buffs make it a top-tier option for weeks with Void Surge active. Sleeper Simulant avoided the linear fusion nerfs that came with Lightfall. Roar of the Bear from Iron Banner can roll with high blast radius, Vorpal weapon, and more. It's my go-to raid and dungeon rocket. With Strand Surge active all season, new favorites like Rufus's Fury and Quicksilver Storm's Catalyst will feel great. This is a new meta, and we're still exploring, but snag these weapons and their catalysts if you haven't already. That's our quick guide for Grandmaster Nightfall preparation in Destiny 2 Season of Defiance. Grind levels, practice strikes, and gather your gear now to be ready on April 11th. Come back then for a new GM guide each week, always just 3 minutes long. We'll see you then. Get striking, Guardians.